Howdy, y'all. I just figure I'd tell you something a little important to me about the channel that I'm going to be doing sometime in the near future, within the next hopefully month or two. Uh, could be just a little bit longer, but it should be at least within the next 60, 75 days. I'm planning on getting hopefully a genuine brown leather strap made for this guitar here. Uh, that guitar right behind me. Uh, I'll show you the guitar here in a second. But, anyways, I want to tell you about the strap. The strap it's basically gonna have the entire identity that I've been looking for this channel and everything that I'm going to be doing as a musical performer. Well, especially with flat top guitar, and that's mostly what I do. But anyways, the strap, it has the meaning of my stage name, which is Fiddler, you see. The strap is going to be a brown leather, hopefully genuine leather strap with white letters, really nice font that says Fiddler. And Fiddler, if you don't know, there was a documentary series about African American slavery in the 1970s called Roots, and there's also another branched off series of that same series called Roots that took place when I was, I think, just graduating high school. I think it was my senior year of high school, and it was 2013 or 14 or so. And anyways, in this documentary series where they have, Kunta Kinte, that's a really popular character, there's also this slave on the plantation named Fiddler, or that is his slave name, Fiddler. And anyways, in the 70s documentary, all throughout the 70s series of Roots, they just called him Fiddler and never called him anything else. But in the documentary series that came out when I was in high school, Fiddler, as they called him by his slave name, he announced to his masters, his slave owners, it was him and Kunta Kinte. They're, I think, trying to escape through the woods. And anyways, the slave masters were on their horses. I think they might have had the dogs. And anyways, they were, calling them by their slave names. They were saying, Fiddler, come here, or whatever. And he said, no, my name is Henry. Now, y'all call me Henry now, from now on. He said, my name is Henry. Now, y'all call me Henry from now on. That's what he said right before they shot him. And the reason why I'm choosing to call my stage name Fiddler is kind of like my ode to Henry. You see, Henry died demanding that he was called by the name that he was probably named after by his mother, not by what his fucking slave owners called him. It shows the importance of being called the name whatever you want to be called, especially whenever your mother named you that and not, a slave owner. And anyways, the whole thing is just an ode to Henry. Me calling myself Fiddler is kind of like me saying I'm a slave in a musical sense for an ode to Henry, a mythical character. I don't know if it was 100% mythical, but I'm not 100% sure if it was real, but it's just the concept of it all. it's a very emotional thing for me. And that's the reason why I'm going to have a strap that says Fiddler in white letters, a brown strap with white letters that says Fiddler on the front. And on the back of it, it's going to say My Ode to Fiddler. And also, there's going to be a very beautiful drawing of a very colorful rooster, because Fiddler, or Henry, my bad, Henry was a he raised fighting roosters for a living because he was a slave, and that type of stuff was kind of the only type of stuff that he was able to do. Being a slave on a farm plantation, that was pretty much the only way that he could bring any money for himself, really. And he didn't like the fact that the roosters, fought and got killed and whatnot. I think he probably really loved the roosters. I think he really respected the roosters, but it was also his livelihood at the same time. And I'm just gonna have a rooster beside where it says My Ode to Henry, as kind of like a ode to his respect and love for the roosters that he unfortunately had to raise for fighting. So yeah, it's a dog-eat-dog world out there. That's also a bit of the concept of me putting that rooster there. You know, music isn't supposed to be competition, but at the same time, if you're gonna have an audience, if you're expecting to have an audience, you gotta have a dog in the bark, have a bark in the fight, or whatever the hell the saying is. I'm not good with metaphors. Anyways, that's it. But anyways, yeah, a brown strap that says all that, and this is gonna be the guitar. Sorry, this is gonna be the guitar that I'm gonna have that brown strap for. Unfortunately, there's not a place where I can put a strap here, so I'm either gonna have to put I can't really show you. Yeah, I'm either gonna have to put one of those right there where I was showing you, or I'm gonna have to literally have that nice strap and take a fucking shoestring and put it right there. And that's not good, because if you're standing up or something, for example, and actually using the strap, it just tugs on the damn neck, and it makes the notes come out sharp sometimes if you tug too hard on it, and it's just not good for the neck. So I guess I'm honestly going to have to modify this. I'm going to have to get my papaw and ask him and make sure it's okay if I could put one of those just like that one. That'll look just like it right there. And yeah, that's the plan. And that is the guitar that I'm planning on using that strap, having that strap for. This is pretty much the only fucking one of these guitars that I'll probably ever find. This is an Epiphone Norland Era D10. I've already talked about this guitar in a previous video, but this is a very special guitar. It's made in Taiwan between 1977 and I think 1981. And all the specs on it. I mean, for one, that fucking solid mahogany wooden back. One piece. No line down the middle. Just one piece, and then a whole solid mahogany side. The whole sides are one piece, and then a laminated spruce top. So it is two pieces, but it's a nice spruce top. It does have cheap, genuine Epiphone plastic on the nut and the saddle, but everything else, like these, I love these style tuning machines, like the covers on them. I don't like those exposed things where you can see the gears or cogs moving around like they have those stupid ass Martins. I can't stand the way that shit looks, honestly. Like, aesthetically, I can't stand the way it looks. This is made between 77 and 81. This is when they really started to do that in a modern sense. And also this, there's no glossy coating on this, and it's also on the outside of it. No glossy coating on that mahogany, so you could really feel that mahogany right there. And I think they have a little gloss on the back of the neck, but it feels natural as hell on the neck, and especially right here. I could look at that right there all day. But yeah, plan on getting that strap for that guitar, and yeah, that's pretty much my elaboration of my channel. I did it in the previous channel, but I was looking for too much of a image, and it would have cost me a lot of money, and I probably wouldn't have kept up with it. I was planning on wearing face paint and stuff. I'm glad I took this route. It's gonna do me a lot better as far as money goes. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for this episode. I hope y'all enjoyed. I hope you even stayed tuned. If you did, I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you letting me elaborate the meaning of this channel. It really means a lot to me. Hell yeah. Peace out, y'all.